All right, we are live on YouTube. How's everyone doing today? Coach Aram said, "Hey, I remembered the thumb this time." And hey, y'all, hey, Coach Aram, welcome to the show, man. Thanks again for the $10 birthday super chat yesterday, man. Greatly appreciated, man. Greatly appreciated. Thank you for being here. Hey, babe. Nice, J-Rom, says my lady. Yeah, sorry for the late start, folks. Change of plans for today. I'll talk more about that in just a little bit. Not a bad thing. And it inspired me to do this topic because, you have to reevaluate your life and everything every single day. You have to reevaluate things all the time, especially in this crazy modern world we live in because things are changing so fast, right? And especially if you live in a big and busy metropolitan area like my lady and I live in the San Francisco Bay Area, or maybe like in the New York area or the Boston area or any one of these very busy metropolitan areas. Life is crazy and so fast. Something that people that live in a more rural area probably wouldn't understand. And that's why, people that live in urban areas compared to rural areas have a lot of differences. And I say that respectfully. I'm not criticizing anyone. It's just a major difference. So you have to constantly reevaluate stuff. NCS Queen is in the house. Eli, RMP. How are you doing, NCS Queen? Welcome to the show. How's the audio, folks? Can you hear me through the headset here? Just want to make sure we're rolling smoothly today. Someone let me know in the chat there. I'm going to be doing this walk as quickly as possible. Clear, says NCS Queen. Thank you, NCS Queen. NCS Queen, tomorrow is my 49th birthday. If you haven't heard already, I'll share more about that in a little bit. Hey, NCN, yes, we can hear you. Thanks, babe. I'm going to blitz right through this because I got to get back home and work on some things with my lady. And then there will be another in-studio stream coming tonight that may possibly include her. Possibly not. We'll see how that goes. My lady and I have been very, very busy working both of our businesses. Excuse me. And it's been like an all-day, everyday thing. And sometimes, when times are a little bit tougher than others, you got to learn to suck it up, and you got to work, and you got to bring in the money, and you got to find a way to pay the bills, right? It's not ideal, right? But everybody goes through it. And the last thing you want to do is allow it to take a toll on your relationship. And typically, ladies have more difficulty with this than men. Because all us men want to do is provide, That's all we want to do is provide. And women just want us to have that great work and personal life balance. And I get that. I want that too. But at the same time, if there's a need for a little more money to pay the bills, a man's got to do what a man's got to do, and a woman's got to do what she's got to do. I mean, we got to do what we got to do as a team, right? Whew, man. What a day. What a day. I feel good. My lady and I were going to go to her neck of the woods today, but we changed our plans per my lady's request. And I was like, cool. We reevaluated the situation. I'll share more in a second. Coach Sharon says, I told my ex-wife, if you don't want us broke, expect me to be busy. Yeah, that's true, Coach J-Rom. I think, and I say this respectfully. And I love my woman. I want to spend as much time with her as possible. But sometimes you're going to go periods of time where you just have to work all day to make ends meet, right? And there's not a woman on the planet that wants her man to work all day, right? I understand that I don't want to work all day. I mean, I enjoy what I do. But sometimes you got to work all day to make ends meet, to keep the roof over the head, food in the stomach, to keep the heater on, to keep gas in the car, to keep the insurance paid, to keep the rent or mortgage paid, right? And try explaining that to a woman, an emotional being that just wants your time and attention. I understand that. I do. I get that. It's not easy. And that's the difference between men and women. A man's always been biologically programmed to go out there and hunt for the family so they can survive. Right? If the man doesn't bring any food home, then the family doesn't survive, right? That's how it was back in the days. Same thing holds true today. The difference is you got to go out and make the money to buy the food, right? The food's at the store already prepared by other people, right? But you still need to go out there and bring home the bacon, right? And same with ladies. The cool thing with my lady and I is that we're both now self-employed entrepreneurs and we work together. And even when we're working, we're together. Which I think is pretty cool. And I love spending that time with her. But in addition, I know, baby, you want more time to watch movies and snuggle up on the couch and do all that. I get it. And that will happen. It will happen. We've got 8 in the box and 5 thumbs up. Thank you so much for being here. NCS Queen says, thank you for joining us. Smash that button, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification. Yeah, and make sure you hit all notifications. Because if not, you'll just get occasional notifications or customized notifications. So my lady and I, we were going to go down to her area today and finalize moving out the last bit of the stuff she has at her old place. But because we worked very hard yesterday and I slept in a little bit to catch up on some rest, she said, how about we do it Sunday instead? And it doesn't really matter if we go today or Sunday. I'm like, that's cool, great. I was actually very thrilled that she suggested that, right? Coach J-Rom says, you should always go down to your ladies' area. I understand that, brother. And I do that when it's warranted, I do enjoy that. I definitely enjoy that. Thank you for sharing. So that is that. We're going to go Sunday instead, which will be better. There'll be less traffic, and we can focus on other things leading into my birthday tomorrow. In the meantime, that's actually a better idea. And that was an example of my lady reevaluating the situation and saying, hey, babe, you know what? We could still go down today and do this, but I have a therapy appointment at 1:15, and I can just, take that from where we live now, and you can go do your walk, and we can go and do what we were going to do today on Sunday. It's not going to make any difference. The stuff's not going anywhere, and we still have time to move it out. And then we could even work our side hustle and maybe do another show on YouTube later tonight. Isn't that great? You have to constantly reevaluate your life, folks, daily. You have to look at everything that you have to do, how much time it's going to take, what it's going to cost you, how it's going to affect others around you, people you care for, you live with, your spouse, whatever, right? Becoming the best version of yourself you can be involves you constantly reevaluating yourself and how you show up each and every day. We've got some activity. Where's that fire truck coming from? Where's the fire truck going? That's the big fire truck coming to this area. I saw some seniors in the parking lot. Why in the world is the big, huge fire truck coming here? I don't see any fire, and it's hard to navigate that big fire truck in this area that has a narrow road. Okay, well, maybe it was the closest thing available when they got the 911 call. Okay. Well, carry on. I was just being silly, no explanation needed, LOL. Furthermore, J-Rom says, well, I'd like to say the fire truck is coming from the firehouse, and I'd say it is going to a fire, LOL. Yeah, but where? I don't see a fire. I'm looking for the fire. But the fire station is the first responder. They are the first responders even before the paramedics get there. Anyway, another thing before we get to the topic today, it's December 16th, folks. And tomorrow, December 17th, Saturday, December 17th, 2022, is my 49th birthday. I'm going to be doing 2 streams tomorrow to celebrate the birthday. One will be a walk in the morning around this time or a little shortly before this time. And then the other one will be an in-studio stream, Coach Eli's 49th birthday bash. My lady will be joining me on the panel, along with hopefully some other people. Hope to get like Holly's Hauntings and Happenings on there and Sandra Palacio. I'm just going to wait for this one person to pass on by. Maybe Alex the Beer Master, maybe Lewis Fuller, and some other people that are on the Coach Eli moderator crew. We're going to have a good time. We're going to talk about 2022, how things were on YouTube in 2022, how things were, excuse me, in the real world. We had the biggest year of inflation in our world's history. Gas prices hit an all-time high. Grocery prices hit an all-time high. Basically most mask mandates were removed here in the U.S. because, we finally reached herd immunity regarding the COVID-19, the coronavirus. So there's a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about it, and we're going to celebrate my birthday and just have a good time. for a couple hours. That'll be coming up later tomorrow in the mid to late afternoon or early evening right here on Coach Eli 2 Authentic Live Streams. I guess a lot of people didn't expect me to go live today. We've only got, well, we had 4, now we have 6 people here. We only have 6 people here, and that's okay. I've noticed one thing about YouTube, doing this for almost 6 years now, is that every time around this time of the year, like December, it really starts to slow down. Like when you're running live streams and stuff, you get less traction. There are fewer people coming around, and I get it. You know, people are busy, they're working, they're doing their holiday shopping, they're preparing for their Christmas Day dinners, they're preparing to travel to see family. So I get it. Totally get it. And let's see. Do we have anything else in here? No. And one more thing before we get right to it, folks. Just want to remind you all that these channels here, Coach Eli 2 Authentic Live Streams, and the other channel my lady and I run, Coach Eli, Elias, Melas, they are primarily supported through crowdfunding and your donations. So if you're getting value, you feel you're getting value, and you have a little extra to... Now here comes the ambulance. Probably somewhere over in one of those dealerships over there. Yeah. No fire, was probably just somebody maybe fainted or something like that. Okay. We're good. Hopefully, whoever that call was for is okay. Anyway. So if you feel in your heart that you're getting value here from the content you're consuming, please consider making a donation in any amount based on the value you feel you are receiving. You can do so in one of many ways. You can go to the bottom of the chat and hit the super chat or super sticker. If you're here on the replay, once the replay is done processing, look for the heart below the title that has the word thanks in the middle of it. That's called the super thanks. It's similar to sending a super chat or super sticker while you're live, but it's for the comment section of pre-recorded videos on monetized channels. You can send a highlighted message and donate through the same system in the comment section. You can do it that way. If that doesn't work for you, you can also donate via PayPal or Cash App. Nightbot's been sharing my PayPal and Cash App links every 7 minutes in the chat. On PayPal, you can go to paypal.me/Coach Eli. And on Cash App, you can go to $the real Coach Eli. And, my lady and I are very appreciative that we've had many people sending a ton of donations lately. Thanks again for your $10 super chat yesterday, Coach Sharon. Mr. Tumnus, God bless you, whoever you are. Sent another $50 last night after sending a $50 donation in the morning yesterday for the walk. Mr. Tumnus has sent a total of $550 in the last 7 days. We greatly appreciate that. It's going to really help us out. And yeah, folks, these are trying times, especially for creators like myself and my lady that do this all the time. So we could definitely use your support if you can spare something. If not, that's okay, because while donations are greatly appreciated, they are not required. We will still treat you the same way whether you donate or not. By the way, check out my live stream from last night. My lady popped on during the second half of the show. And we were just, continuing to talk about the entitlement of millennials especially the entitlement they feel they deserve or force in the workforce. It was a really, really good stream, and it made a lot of sense. And if you're a millennial, look, I'm not trying to upset millennials. I don't hate anyone, including millennials. But a lot of you millennials are struggling because you were raised in one of the most different ways and environments that we've ever seen. There's been no other generation like it, and there probably never will be. And again, my lady has a millennial daughter, right? And while her daughter defies most of the millennial stereotype, she still has some of the millennial stereotype because that's how her peers are. Even if you don't want to live the millennial stereotype, you're trying to avoid it, most of your peers are living it, so you're surrounded by it and you end up becoming it. So my whole thing is to raise more awareness and try to help millennials as well really turn things around and just relax a bit and not expect so much and give more than expect, right? A lot of people say, oh, millennials give more than any other, society. It's because their work forces them to or makes it easy for them to do at work. If you gave a millennial money and told them to go home and go online and find a charity to donate with, most of them wouldn't do it. They do it because their work practically has it come out of their paycheck or something. So they make it easy, right? So those numbers are false because they're not going out of their way and making the effort to donate. They're basically doing it because their work is making it extremely easy. Holly's Haunted and Happenings with a $30 super chat. Happy birthday, Eli. Oh my God, Holly. Thank you so much, Holly, for the $30 super chat. Oh, wow. Holly, thank you so much. That came out of nowhere. Wow, Holly. God bless you, Holly. You and your husband, Mike, and your family and your kids and all that. Holly, God bless you. Thank you for the $30 super chat. Who would have ever thought that you can go take a walk, broadcast it live, and people can send you money to show support while you're live on the air? Thank you, Holly. God bless you. Thank you again for your $10 yesterday, Coach J-Rom, and your $100 between the two streams yesterday, Mr. Tumnus. God bless you. I don't know if my lady saw that or not. Babe, are you around? I know that she's got her therapy appointment coming up at around 1:15 Pacific time, which is about, I think, a half an hour from now, or less than a half hour from now. But I'm sure she'll probably see it. How's it going, Holly? Are you working right now, or what are you up to? Holly, that is one hell of a super chat. It's a special birthday super chat with fireworks and party favors, and you can even put a message in there. Happy birthday, Eli. Yeah, thank you, Holly. Babe, isn't Holly one of the most amazing friends we've ever encountered? You know, the slang way of saying it, Holly, is you're good people, right? You are a good person. You and your husband and your family, you've always been good people, even during the times when we were pinned and pitted against each other over some stupidity of other people out here on YouTube, right? And it's such a blessing, Holly, that you and my wonderful girlfriend have connected at such a deep level. I'm going to tell you this, Holly. I'm hoping by this summer to have this business going so well. And between the side hustle and this business and my investments keep doing okay, I'm hoping my lady can drive out and we can maybe spend a week in your area. We'll get like a hotel or something. But we would love to come out and spend time with you. I think my lady would love that. What would you say about that, baby? I think that would be just awesome. Yeah, thank you, Holly says, respectfully, maturely, and professionally. Holly's Huntington Happening says, you know, my dad, God rest his soul, was born December 18th. Well, God bless your father. God bless your father. My father was born October 7th, 1932. And I know how hard it is to lose a father or a mother or both. If I remember correctly, Holly, you really, really had a good relationship with your father. And I did with mine as well. I mean, I had my moments with my dad. I used to not want to listen to him, but as I got into my 30s, I really started to realize that he was right about everything. And it was great that I owned up to my shit before he passed away, 6 months before he passed away. I have another story to update people on with. This is a really sad story. I want to share this right now. And on the way back, we'll talk more about the topic. I found out some news yesterday from my brother and my mother about someone that passed away. It was very sad. Most of you know I used to sell insurance for Professional Insurance Associates. It was a family started and family owned insurance brokerage that was started, oh gosh, I think 30 or 40 years ago. And the family built it up. They made relationships with the top 200 carriers on the planet. They had great relationships with them, and we had the best products to offer our clients. Well, one of the main people that took the business to the next level was I believe it was the oldest son. His name was Paul. He ran the commercial department, started the commercial department, well, ran it with his father, and then his father passed away about 15 years ago, a little less than 15 years ago when I started. His father trained me. His father's name was Sterling, great name. Trained me on how to sell commercial insurance and how to write the policies. It was a blessing to have him train me before he passed away. He passed away from colon cancer. Well, Paul, who was an integral part of the company, passed away a couple of nights ago in an accident. He had moved out of the Bay Area to an area in the greater Sacramento area. He lived in a town called Granite Bay, one of the top areas to live in, that area. It's kind of like a mini Beverly Hills, to put it into perspective. It's a really nice area. Paul was hanging out with 3 of his friends, and they were driving on some windy road to, I think, go to the beach or something at night or something like that. They were hanging out. And the story I heard is they lost control and they hit a tree. And the car caught on fire and they all passed away. And it saddened me. It saddened me because, I was my brother was probably closer to the family. I was close with the family too. That entire family built that business and gave many people a great job opportunity. They gave me the opportunity to go in as a broker with only 1 year of experience. I was working farmers the first year. Most brokers require 3 years of experience working for somebody else before they hire you. They hired me with 1 year experience because they knew my family. They knew my work ethic. They knew they could trust me. And I was and still I'm very grateful and thankful for the opportunity they gave me to take me on as an independent contractor. Paul is leaving behind a wife. Paul was 53 years old. His wife is 53. He's leaving behind his wife and 4 kids. Now, money's not an issue. They have money. That's not the point, but nothing will ever replace their father. And I knew Paul, and I know Paul's brother. Paul has a brother named Devin that I went to high school with. They all went to Sarah High School like I did. Sarah High School in San Mateo, California, a very prominent Catholic private high school. Yeah, it is sad, Holly, it is. And they all like to have fun. They like to go out and drink. And I'm not trying to criticize this, but I'm sure they went out drinking, and whoever was driving was going too fast and lost control. That's why for me, I don't hang around with friends that drink anymore, and I don't get into any car with anyone that's been drinking or anyone that drives crazily. I will not put myself and other people I care for in that position. I'm not criticizing the late Paul for that. God rest his soul, man. You'll be missed. But it's all about choices that you make that put yourself in these positions that will cost you your life, and more so affect the ones that you love, your kids, your wife. His mother is still around, and his brother and sister. Paul, may you rest in peace. Are those geese? Is that the male and the female? The husband and wife? Hey, Holly, babe, the geese are back. The geese are back. Haven't seen them on the trail in a while. What's going on? Hey, what's up? That's the male over there, the big one. The female one's a little bit smaller, right? Got 15 in the box, 7 thumbs up. Please smash the thumbs up. Please share this out on your community tabs. Please share this out on social media, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram. Reddit's a good place, or wherever else you have an audience of people that you feel would gain value from consuming personal development content, uplifting content, and some of the best tips on the internet that will help you excel personally and professionally. Yeah, rest in peace, Paul. It's really sad. All right. Again, Holly, thank you for your $30 happy birthday super chat. Much appreciated, Holly. Much appreciated. All right. So let's talk about the topic today. I believe this is episode number 442. Someone correct me. Can somebody check at the thumbnail or in the description? This is episode number 442 of Walking with Purpose. Got to get back to work. Talk to you later. Thank you for stopping by, Holly, and thank you once again for your $30 super chat. Super chat. Happy birthday, super chat. Thank you, Coach Eli. I'm episode number 442. Thank you. And we're going to be talking about reevaluating your life daily. Will allow you to be the most successful. It's not the exact title, but that's basically it. Reevaluating your life daily will gain you the biggest, success, or give you the best chance at success. The way I've lived my life, at least throughout my 40s, and I started this in my early 30s, but I had not perfected this until I reached my 40s. Because, I'm constantly refining things, and you should be too. You should be constantly reevaluating everything about yourself daily. Looking at the big picture. It's kind of like a baseball scorecard, right? Okay? You want to look at, okay, how much money do I need to survive? How much money am I going to make today or this week, right? How much did I spend today? What do I have left to spend the rest of the week or the rest of the month, right? What do I need to do today, and how much time do I have to do it? How cold is it going to be? Am I going to need a raincoat or a thick jacket? Or how hot is it going to be? How do I keep myself cooler, right? What time does it get dark, and am I able to do what I need to do in the dark? Or do I need to do it during the daytime, right? As a human being, you have to get up each and every morning and evaluate and reevaluate everything going on. And if you're in a relationship like I'm in, whether you're dating someone or you're married to someone, or if you're dating someone and you're living with them, just like I'm living with my lady, it's almost like you're married without the certificate from the state, right? You want to talk things over with your significant other. You want to evaluate and reevaluate your situation as a couple, your financial situation, okay? What you both need to do that day, right? Fit in time for romance and fun and stuff like that to balance things out. You have to reevaluate that each and every day, first thing in the morning over breakfast and coffee, etc. Speaking of 442, I had a 1970 Olds 442. I loved that car. And that sucker probably got like 12 to 16 miles per gallon, right? 442. Wow. That's a big engine. 442 cubic inches, man. That is massive. Yeah, what was that? Like a 6+ liter engine? Yeah, the Mustang, the 5.0s, they're 302. The 442. That was a big boat, huh? How Coach Eli? A big boat of Detroit steel, right? The tank. Coach Eli says, mine had the W30 package with the 455 CCI. Jesus. So you souped that bad boy up. And you probably had a 4-barrel carb in that thing instead of a 2-barrel carb, right? 4 barrels would get a little better gas mileage and a little better power. I had a 77 Camaro growing up. I didn't like it because it was a car that my dad got me in my younger years. And it got horrible gas mileage. And it was only a 2-barrel. And whenever it would get cold and I would try to start it, the butterfly would get stuck. And I'd have to open up the hood and push down the butterfly to start the car to drive it home. Twin Harley 800 carbs. Oh, you had that thing souped up. That's great. Did you burn a lot of rubber in it? Anyway. So to continue, I evaluate and reevaluate everything daily. And I think sometimes to the point of where it drives my woman crazy. And I think a lot of women, struggle to understand why most men evaluate and reevaluate things daily. It's kind of like, when you invest in the stock market, you look at your numbers daily, right? You look at your numbers constantly, right? And I do all that, right? But I try to do it without, when I'm in my office and my lady's in the other room, because I don't want to distract her with that, right? But it needs to be done. In order to be as successful as possible, you need to keep an eye on all aspects of your life every single day. Now, you might say, well, what about vacation, Eli? What about if you want to take 2 weeks away and, just completely turn everything off? Well, you can do that. And you can do that actually for the most part, but my suggestion is this. There's nothing wrong with being on vacation, getting up in the morning, checking your emails, checking your stocks for 20 minutes or so while you have coffee with your loved one, right? And they can do the same thing on their phone. And then you turn that off for the rest of the day and enjoy the day. I still think in this modern world, even if you're on vacation or taking the day off, you need to be aware of what's going on. I'll give you folks another example, right? There were periods of time running my coaching business out here on YouTube where I would take a week or two off. And I just completely turned it off, right? And after like 3 or 4 days, people were reaching out to me saying, oh my God, this is what happened. That's what happened. Things that, directly affected me, right? And I'm just trying to tune it out, right? So I can enjoy my time away, right? But I've grown to learn that even if you're taking a day off or you're on vacation, if something happens and you need to address it very quickly, address it quickly and then get right back to your vacation, because the last thing you want to do in this crazy modern world is take 2 weeks off and then come back to a pile of crap that you have to deal with, or something goes wrong with one of your stocks or whatever else you're doing, and it puts you in a really bad spot because you didn't pay attention to it for a couple of weeks. So while I understand that, a work and personal life balance is important, and I always push that, right? Even when you're on vacation, there's nothing wrong checking in for 20 minutes in the morning, checking your email, checking your stocks, checking, other things. And then putting the phone away or putting it on vibrate and go and enjoy the rest of that day with your significant other or whoever you're on vacation with. And then maybe at the end of the night, you can, check in for another 20 minutes or so, right? So there's nothing wrong with that, right? Now, some people, my lady's not too fond of this, and most women are not, right? Most women just want men to turn off their work completely. And it's not that we don't want to do that, but if we turn it off completely and don't at least tend to it for a few minutes a day, just to make sure it's still okay, if it all implodes and we lose everything, guess what? You lose everything too. And that's the hardest thing to explain to women. 370 horsepower and ran the quarter in 12 flat. Not bad for a car with no electronics and a curb weight of 3,900 pounds. Wow. Was it like a dragster, man? Did you have the back tires lifted? Probably low in the front and high in the back. I think one of the most important things that couples can do is communicate every single day. If you're single, it's going to be a lot easier for you to reevaluate your situation. If you're single, you should be evaluating your situation, your overall situation regarding all aspects of life, personally, professionally, etc., and reevaluating them daily. Seeing what happened the day before, getting up the next day and saying, okay, what can I do different today? Do I shift my stocks around a different way? Okay? Do I let it ride another day? What have the trends been like, right? If you're with someone, you might say, well, can I carve out 2-3 hours today to sit down with my lady and snuggle on the couch and watch a movie? That would make her real happy. I know I got to work and make the money to support us in that way, right? But if I were to do this and it were to make her more happy, how much easier would my next day be? Right? Right? How much more supportive would she be? Right? There are the geese again. Now they're walking away because they see me coming. The geese are going to be watching the plane. All right, let's continue heading back. We gotta really get back. Got 17 in the box, 8 thumbs up. Before I continue, just to remind you folks, once again, tomorrow is my 49th birthday. I'm going to be doing 2 streams right here on Coach Eli, 2 authentic live streams. One will be probably in the early morning at some point, maybe even as early as 9 or 9:30 a.m. Pacific, which is 12 noon or 12:30 p.m. Eastern. And then after that, gonna have a late lunch, early dinner with my lady, and then we're gonna do the main event, Coach Eli's 39th birthday bash, live from the studio. My lady will be joining me, and hopefully some other people will come on the panel, like Holly's Hauntings and Happenings, and maybe Sandra Palacio. It'd be great to have her on. Maybe Lewis Fuller, Alex the Beer Master, or anyone else that we trust and has been a part of our community for a while. So that show will probably happen tomorrow, sometime around 7 or 8 p.m. Eastern. 4 or 5 p.m. Pacific. I'm going to start that show a little bit earlier in the evening because we don't want it to get too late on the East Coast, and we want as many people as possible to have a chance to come celebrate my 49th birthday, 1 year before I'm a half century old. God, man. Man. Give me a second. It's beautiful. Beautiful. The sun is out. It's nice and clear. It's still a little chilly, but it's nice and clear. Yeah, I'll tell you, one of the most difficult things as a man that I've experienced when it comes to being in a relationship with a woman is work/personal life balance. And it's not that I can't balance my personal life. I can, right? And my lady knows this. Like, my lady and I, for the first year, we would go away at least every other weekend, stay in nice hotels and do all that. But because we had some unexpected expenses that hit us, it set us back a little bit. And so we had to cut back on that. And that's probably, I can't blame my lady because I love going away and doing nice things. That's probably affecting her a little bit. And my apologies for that, babe. But when it comes to crunch time, you got to do what you got to do. Right? The last thing a man ever wants to do is run out of money and not be able to do his part to provide for himself and his family. Right? And unfortunately, sometimes when you have to maybe work 2 jobs and, work longer hours and have a little less time for fun and romance and stuff, it sucks. And you don't want to do it to your partner and it can affect you, but you got to do what you got to do. You got to keep things going. You got to keep the lights on, the heat on. You got to keep food in your stomach and gas in the car, etc. I shared that earlier, right? It's the hardest thing to try to explain to any woman that loves you and wants to spend more quiet time with you and less work time. And I get that. I want the same thing too. And it's the one thing from what I've seen and what my lady has seen that has ruined most relationships and caused one or both sides to cheat. Now, my lady and I are not cheaters. We're not. And here's the thing. At least with my lady and I, going through a little financial struggle right now, and we're going to work through it, no doubt about it. At least we're both working our 2 self-employed opportunities together as a team. And I actually like that. I would never want to work with my significant other in the corporate world, but as independent contractors, she's the best business partner I can have. And hopefully to her, I'm the best business partner she can have. So even though my lady and I have been working all day, every day lately, we're together, right? Now, does that mean that makes up for quiet time in the bedroom or watching a movie together and snuggled up. No. That will happen. But when it comes time to survival, and us not doing what we're doing now could put us on the street, you got to do what you got to do. You got to suck it up in the meantime, and when things are back to a more comfortable level financially, then you can do a lot more quiet time. And as long as you communicate that with your partner, right, and you talk it out, sure, you both may still not be as happy as you'd like because you want to spend more non-work time together, but at least you're going to have an understanding. And you'll be able to get through it. It's all about communication, folks. It's about communication, evaluating your situation, and reevaluating it daily. Stay on top of things. That's what my lady and I do. We stay on top of things, right? My lady is really, really good at staying on top of things. And Coach J-Rob might say something about that, and I wouldn't blame you. She's good at that too, Coach J-Rob. Staying on top of things. I actually like that position. It's good. It's all good. We've got 16 in the box, 8 thumbs up. Again, thank you, Holly, for your $30 happy birthday super sticker. Or sorry, super chat. As a reminder again, folks, you can donate if you'd like by going to the bottom and hitting the super chat or super sticker. You can donate to the Coach Eli birthday fund. And your donations will go to both my lady and I to reinvest back into the business and pay for other expenses. On the pre-recorded videos, you can hit the super thanks, which will leave a paid highlighted comment in the comment section of pre-recorded videos or live stream replays once they're done processing. You can also donate via PayPal or Cash App. Nightbot's been sharing my PayPal and Cash App links every 7 minutes. Or on PayPal, you can go to paypal.me/Coach Eli. On Cash App, you can go to $the real Coach Eli. And as always, donations are greatly appreciated, but they are not required. Probably got about another 15 to 20 minutes to go on this walk. What other questions do you folks have? I know we've got 19 people here. What questions do you have, folks? Get your question. What is it you need help with? What are you struggling with? What's on your mind? I will say this, gas prices continue to fall, which is great. They will be under $4 a gallon here in the San Francisco Bay Area. I'd probably say within a week or so, maybe 2 at the most, probably less. First time in years. I can't even remember the last time gas was under $4 a gallon. And this is something I predicted while gas hit an all-time high. Typically, when things hit an all-time high, from an all-time high to an all-time low. And that's because, in my opinion, these oil companies, nobody stopped driving. People kept driving at the same level. We just paid more. Yeah, maybe we cut back a little bit, but not a whole lot. These oil companies made an enormous amount of profit this year. And they'll still make profit with gas being under $4 a gallon in the Bay Area, and which will make it around $2.50 or so probably in the Midwest and the South, in the cheaper areas. They'll still make profit off of that. So yeah, it was a great thing to see. It's been a great thing to see gas prices go down. That's definitely helping out a lot right now. Especially with all the driving my lady and I have been doing back and forth to her place over an hour away to just do her move and stuff. Just waiting for this person to go by. We are at 60 minutes. That's 1 hour. Not bad. We'll finish this up in about an hour and 15, an hour 20. Not bad timing today. So what's on your mind, folks? Got 19 people here and nobody chatting. How can we have 19 people here and nobody chatting? Are you folks shy? Don't be shy. Introduce yourself. And let us know what's the one thing that you'd like to change about yourself right now, or get better at, or turn around. What's the one thing you're struggling with that you want to change for the better? And be honest and be real. You know, don't put in any fake trolling comments, because I can spot those a mile away. Right? Be honest and real, and we'll help you. You see, here's the thing. Even trolls, they need more help than anyone. They just haven't gotten to the point of where they're ready to own it, right? That's the problem with the trolls. They need the most help. They are trolls because they feel they are lacking something, or they're insecure, and they're unhappy and miserable in their own life, and they don't like what they see in the mirror, so they come out to YouTube here and they troll and they project, right? And I'd love to even help you folks too. But no one can help you until you're ready to own it yourself, right? And a lot of times these trolls, these people, they get off on, you know, they get off on trying to like pull a fast one on you, or, you know, pretend to be a real person with a real question when they're just trolling to get a laugh at your expense so they can make their pathetic, miserable asses feel better, right? That's the truth of the matter. I mean, unless we have 15 trolls in here right now, let's get somebody chatting. Come on. Don't be shy. Somebody say something. You can't sit here and tell me that all 15 people here watching right now are blocked, or too shy to talk, or have absolutely nothing to say. Because then I have to ask, why are you here? Right? What's the point of you being here if you're not going to participate? If you're here because you're looking to be uplifted. You're looking to better your lives personally and professionally. You're looking to become the best possible version of yourself that you can be. Right? And I come out here, if not every day, almost each and every day, to try to motivate and inspire you with my consistency and my desire to never give up on myself. And hopefully that can rub off on you so you never give up on yourselves. Hey, Lewis Fuller, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Lewis Fuller says, good afternoon, Eli. Good afternoon to you as well, Lewis. this afternoon here on the West Coast as well as in the Central Time Zone in Texas. My condolences, Lewis, to your kitty cat. Folks, Lewis's cat passed away. Was it 2 days ago, Lewis? Or was it yesterday? It was 2 days ago, right? Just gave you a like. Well, thank you, Lewis. I'm not worried about the like now. I want to be supportive, of your kitty cat, man. I'm sorry to hear about that. But thank you for the like, Lewis. You're a good man. Lewis, my 49th birthday is tomorrow. I'll be doing a stream tomorrow now with a panel. If you want to hop on, I'm going to be bringing some of the moderators on from here. Lewis says you're welcome. Well, thank you, bro. But please, send prayers Lewis Fuller's way. He just lost his cat. The story I heard, Lewis, is she passed. It was your female cat, right? She passed away at the veterinarian, was it? Okay, that would be awesome, yes. I think Lewis is ignoring the cat talk. And if you don't want to talk about it, Lewis, that's okay. I just want to support you, man. Just want to give you some love, bro. And my lady gives you her love, too. We were talking about this the other day when we heard about it. You mentioned it through... you mentioned it to us privately behind the scenes. No, the veterinarian wouldn't do anything for her. Was it because there was nothing that could be done? Was it at the point of where the best thing to do was to euthanize her? Because sometimes, Lewis, unfortunately, when it comes to dogs and cats, sometimes, even paying an enormous amount of money for a surgery may not fix the issue, especially when they're older. And as much as it hurts and it's sad, euthanasia, euthanizing them is usually the best option. Yeah, I know. I used to date a veterinarian, so I learned a lot about these situations, and it would make her very emotional. She would come home and say, "I just had to euthanize a cat today." I'm gonna wait for these people to move. It's a sad thing, but it's part of the job, and it's just part of life, right? It's kind of like when you have someone on life support to try to save their lives, and then when it gets to the point of that there's nothing you can do and they cannot survive without life support, at some point you got to decide when it's right to pull the plug. You don't have a choice. It's sad. And that's why when it comes to life, you've got to take every day with grace, and you've got to appreciate each and every day that you have on this planet, because you just never know, right? You got to do the best you can to take care of yourself in every single way and protect yourself, as best as possible in every single way, but you just never know. And Lewis, she passed away at 2:30 p.m. Central Time in the afternoon the day before yesterday. Okay, yeah, 2 days ago. Yeah, I remember that. I'm sorry for your loss, Lewis, and my condolences from my lady, myself, and everyone here at the Coach Eli clan. May she rest in peace. Yeah, my lady's dogs, excuse me, my lady's dogs mean the world to her. And, her dogs are still young. Her older one is, I believe, 6, almost 7, and her youngest one is like 3, almost 4, I think. So, I mean, there's still a good 6, 7 years before, you know, before they get old enough to that level. But yeah, eventually it's going to happen, and it's going to be sad. But it's something that, I've always prepared. I've tried to do the best I can. When it comes to death, you try to do the best you can to prepare for these things, especially when it comes to pets. At least with pets, typically, how long of a life they have. When it comes to humans, you just don't know. Lewis Fuller said, we asked the vet to drain the fluid out of her lungs, but they would not do anything because they said if they did, it would probably come back. But we found out the doctor, veterinarian only graduated this year. She was not a full-blown veterinarian vet. Was she a vet tech or was she a veterinarian? There's a difference between a vet tech and a veterinarian. A veterinarian is a doctor of animals. A vet tech is not a doctor. It's like an assistant. It's almost kind of like a nurse for pets, but they are not a doctor. But I believe nurses and vet techs can do some work like that. And you might have been able to get a second opinion. But here's the thing, Lewis. I mean, how old was your cat? Was your cat like, 15 years old or something? I understand that she's new in the industry, but, still in some cases, if they drain the fluid, then it would just come back. It's not going to make a difference. If that's the case, it's not worth spending the money on the surgery when it's just going to come back and they're going to pass away anyway. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, we don't know. We don't know if it was a lack of experience or if that was the right call. She was only 11 years old. Yeah, it's pretty young for a cat. Cats typically live, about 15 to 20 years? That's pretty young for a cat. But maybe she just got sick with something that's not curable. It's unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate. Lewis says yes. No, vet techs make about, here in the Bay Area, they make about 35 to 40K a year. Veterinarians start off at about 85,000 and they end up making over 100K if they work for someone else. If they have a private practice, they can even make a lot more money depending on how many clients they have. But yeah, no, I learned all about the veterinarian industry from my ex in my early 40s. Funny thing is, she was 34 when I met her. I was 40. 7 years younger than me. And she was the last year of Gen X women. She was 1 year off from the millennials. I've never dated a woman more than 7 years younger than me. And it makes perfect sense nowadays because the Gen Xers and millennial generations are like a night and day difference. I've said that many times. I'll continue to say it over and over again. I say it respectfully. It's just the truth. We are leaps and bounds apart. What a beautiful day. in the neighborhood. We are at 75 minutes, an hour and 15 minutes. Folks, we'll be going off the air in less than 10 minutes. We're getting towards the end of the trail here. I've got to turn and burn home. My lady's therapy session will be ending soon by phone, and then we're going to work the side hustle and then probably do a show together tonight here on Coach Eli, 2 authentic live streams. Such a beautiful, beautiful day, I'll tell you that. Lewis Fuller says, and we asked the vet if they could give her some IV fluids, and the vet said on that to that as well. Yeah, Lewis, I'm totally on your side, bro. I care about you. I care about pets. I care about everything. What it sounds like to me, bro, and I'm just trying to help you out and be a good friend. I know it's not going to make it any easier, bro, but, again, like, if a pet or a human, let's take a pet for example in this case. If a pet, has a terminal illness, meaning that there's nothing you could do. No matter what you do, that pet is going to die within a day or two or a week or something, right? And no matter how much surgery you do or IV fluid you put in them or drain them, right, it's going to keep coming back, right? It's not worth spending thousands of dollars to do that when they're going to pass away regardless within a week or less, right? And I think that's what they were trying to tell you. To be quite honest with you, Lewis, when you have somebody that comes new out of school, they're most excited to work and do the right thing, right? And I think they gave you the right answer because, look, they could have tried to do surgery. They could have tried to clean your cat out and charged you a hell of a lot more money, right? But to be honest, man, it was almost a blessing that you got some good people. I know all you cared about was saving the cat, right? And money wasn't going to be an issue, right? But you got to look at it from the professional standpoint of the, veterinarian's office, right? The doctor of animal office, right? And they were saying, hey, it's not worth spending the money. We don't want to take your money because we know there's nothing we or anyone else can do to save your cat. This is your best option, right? And I did my own research, and it could have been pneumonia, and it is treatable at one of the things as IV fluid. Possibly, Lewis, possibly, but yeah, I get it, bro. Listen, I understand. Like, I will do the same thing. I would look up on the internet and stuff, but the truth of the matter, Lewis, is you and I are not doctors. We're not veterinarians. We're not medical doctors, and we can read whatever we want to read on the internet, right? And try to figure out what's going on, but we don't have the education or the degrees required to know exactly what's going on, or even the tools to test for it that these veterinarians have, right? So I get how you feel, bro, and I love you like a brother, dude, and I want to do whatever I can to help you get through this and to feel better. But at the same time, Lewis, I'm not going to BS you ever. I'm always going to be honest with you. Lewis is going to be okay. He's a good guy, and we love him like family. And by the way, Lewis does not need to be coddled. Lewis is a good, strong guy, and he wants people to be honest and fair with him, right, Lewis? Isn't that what we've had as a friendship for, what, almost 3 years now? It's just a beautiful, beautiful day. Somebody waiting to come on the trail. Watch, right when I come out, they're going to start coming in. Give me just a second, folks. All right, folks, get your final questions, comments, and concerns in the chat. We're going to be going off the air in just about 3 to 5 minutes or so. Lewis Fuller says, and this is what my mom said to me last night. It was very sad the day before yesterday, but now I am mad that the vet did nothing to help her out. Yeah, Lewis, again, man, I mean, I don't want to tell you something that isn't true just to try to make you feel better. I want to be honest with you and be your friend and be supportive, bro. But the bottom line is, if there was something that could have been done, any veterinarian would have done it, because it's very profitable for them to do surgeries and all that. And the fact alone that, they basically told you there aren't any other options, to me is saying that, they didn't want to take your money to perform a surgery that wasn't going to save your cat's life anyway, right? Right? Because here's the thing, if they know that, the cat has a terminal illness and they do surgery and then the cat dies, then you could say, okay, well, the cat died because the surgery was a failure, right? I'm just being honest, bro. Sometimes in life, there's nothing you can do about certain things, man, no matter how hard you try. It's a hard pill to swallow, dude, but I'm just being honest with you. Where other people, Lewis, are going to try to coddle you and tell you what you want to hear just to make you feel better. I'm always going to be honest with you, yet still be supportive and be your friend, bro. And I hope you really value and respect that, because I respect you on the flip side. All right, folks, I'm going to get on out of here. We're leaving 12 in the box, 10 thumbs up. I'll be back later today for another show with my lady. More than likely with my lady. Have a good one. Take care. And as always, be good to each other.